Hello everyone, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks video, and today we once again have weekly WoT news. Maybe, most likely, a little bit of a shorter video because actually there isn't a lot of hidden news from us, so let's just jump right in. Because today's news are from the 29th of May until the 5th of June. And well, we only have 4 main topics to talk about, one of which being Twitch Prime has been confirmed for June. There are new tank rewards started, which is also a little bit something you already have seen on my channel. Then I quickly want to talk about the Polish tanks and some more thoughts I had during the week when I was talking with other people. And Equipment 2.0, some more stuff. So yeah, Twitch Prime in June has been confirmed. It should be available at June the 11th. If I am not mistaken, or at least if WoT Express is correct with that statement. What is in the content box is still missing. We do not know yet what Wargaming is going to give out for the people. What will it be, like if it's a new tank, if it is some other tank, we don't know yet what will be the contents of the box. But again, it will be should be available at June the 11th, and for July there's already something prepared apparently, so it will be going strong as ever. Now, tank rewards, we already discussed them. I did talk about those 3 tanks. I did play 1 game, excuse me, each in those tanks, and yeah. I heard a lot of discussion in the comment section below, which is great because some people said, for example, the Kruppsteher Waffenträger is not their personal favorite because, you know, there's no real use of it playing it because you can't really use it for anything like strongholds or just random pub games, you know, which is understandable. But then again, I personally enjoyed rather a lot because that's my personal playstyle. I do like weekly armor TDs. Then again, comes the big question, what is the difference between the Sherman Firefly and the Thunderbolt? Once again, Sherman Firefly is a tank which is a little bit better suited for up tiers. It plays very similar to the Revalorisé. So if you like that playstyle, it's definitely a good choice. If you don't, if you want to be a little bit more balls to the walls, you know, the Thunderbolt will be better. However, it handles up tiers very, 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 very poorly. Now, I again was talking a little bit with some friends of mine from Ora Mortis, but also from other German high-end clans about the Polish tanks. You know, what could be made with them? Because at the moment they don't like. Actually, some people are discussing and saying, man, they look overpowered. Or, yet again, tanks which are basically hold-down monsters, you know. Well, first things first, the premium doesn't really look that interesting, to be honest. The CS52, it looks good. It looks more or less unique. It looks like a T44-100, which is slightly worse, but it has a 320 alpha gun. Where meanwhile the CS63 looks, or 62, no 63, looks very interesting with this speed mode. And yes, its accuracy and gun handling goes insanely bad. It's being the worst for any tier 10 tank as far as I know when you are in this mobility mode. However, some people in my comment section and again from my friend circle said, you know, this mobility mode could be very, very interesting. We could, for example, use it in competitive games for contesting the hill on Karelia, like the Donut Hill, because you will be the quickest or the fastest tank there. You have pretty decent turrets, you have 8 degrees of gun depression and not too bad of a DPM. So in theory, you could try and hold down 907s, for example, when you would look at, you know, at a Clan War specific time. Because you could get up there in no time, again, you're like 15 kph faster than the 907, plus you have more HP per ton ratio. Then you, as a group, can stay up on the hill, go back into the normal mode, and then you can start trading with the people, having good gun handling, and so on and so forth. So yeah, personally speaking, I'm looking forward to the tanks. They have a new, or the tier 10 at least has a new gimmick, which is interesting. However, and also something I have to agree on with other people, first things first, why does Wargaming always have to think they need to introduce a new gimmick? It's a little bit of a pity that it feels like that Wargaming is running out of normal tanks they can implement and thinks that normal tanks don't spark joy anymore. Obviously, there are tons of people out there which will grind several different tanks even though they're not the best, you know? But it just feels like it at the moment that Wargaming is really on a way that they just want to introduce gimmick after gimmick after gimmick. Because double barrel guns this year. Now, gotta go fast mode this year. Don't forget the spaghetti tanks, the heavy tanks, which most likely also have the auto reloader. So what about the check heavies, most likely? Lights? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe also a gimmick line. We'll see. It's a little bit of a pity that Wargaming thinks they have to always introduce a gimmick. However, I also want to point out that I kind of do wish to have this mobility mode on the lower tier tanks as well, because it would give the lower tier tanks also a little bit of a more unique aspect, and I think it would be interesting, even if it isn't historical. Heck, it won't be historical, let's be honest. But it would be cool, you know. Now, Equipment 2.0, today the sandbox, or this week's sandbox server was released. We saw tons of things, and, well, talking with a lot of friends, actually a lot of friends of mine are supporting the idea of removing vents and tank gun rammers, because it could open up to people to make much more different builds, you know. I don't know. Equipment 2.0, it's a good little base plate Wargaming worked with, but there has to be done a lot more than anything, you know. Like, there has to be done, they should do just a lot more. It feels like it's a good base, but there needs to be more, period. There needs to be more changes, there needs to be a rethink of actually giving people bonuses, or just tuning down most things anyway. And for example, I would also suggest to not buff improved equipment, and don't make it better than bounty equipment, because that was literally the point of bounty equipment, to be the same as improved equipment, but for the people which don't want to, you know, don't want to grind clan wars or the other version, rank battles. So yeah, lastly, because today we don't really have so many views, I want to share a video I really did enjoy. It was by Masterman77, if I'm not mistaken. I'm leaving a link to the iCard up here. It's a 3-minute long video, many memes packed into 3 minutes, and it was a joy to watch. So give him a like, give him a thumbs up, and obviously subscribe to his channel, because he is doing quality meme content in my personal opinion, and it's a lot of fun to watch, you know. And that's everything we are having today. There was some information, again, I think Twitch Prime, a lot of people want to know. And yeah, other than that, let me know in the comment section below if you're also fine with something like this. Again, we only really had the Twitch Prime information. The rest is a little bit other things. Again, I do see that Wargaming really does want to do something new and unique with Equipment 2.0. I really do like the changes to lower tiers. However, I kind of just have the feeling that higher tiers, first of all, won't change. Second, that vents and rammer will be the pure meta build. You will always have vents and rammer on 95% of your tier 10 tanks. And I don't really see that this is supposed to be, because at the moment, the meta build is rammer, vents, optics, rammer, vents, stabilizer, you know? And now suddenly it will be rammer, vents, and stabilizer, most likely. It will still stay the same for many tanks, because vents got so much stronger. Seriously, 6.5% instead of 5% in 3 out of 4 categories. The only real tanks which lost out were like the super heavies, which only have 2 survivability slots. And then again, it just feels like rude to think that, for example, you have a mouse, and he only has 2 survivability slots, and he has to fight against the WZ-111-5A, which has like a firepower or a survivability and a mobility slot, which in the mobility slot he can put in the vents, you know? So it kind of feels awkward that you're obviously not forced to, but the preferred build is to play with 2 survivability stuffs in the mouse. But for that, you're losing more than 10% of DPM, maybe around 11% DPM. And tanks like the WZ-11-5A, 279, Super Conqueror, Chieftain will become stronger because of that. Because they can put in basically whatever they want and even get a bonus for that. And they don't really have an issue to penetrating the mouse, and the mouse is very easy to penetrate, you know, with heat runs at least. So I don't know. Again, the boldest move would be just say, be gone, Wentz. Be gone, Rammer. But I don't know. Anyway, if you enjoyed like this as well, let me know in the comment section below. Again, this is the feedback section. I do want to know if you don't mind me also doing some rambling when there is not much to do. Because again, we had the most important news at the beginning. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. We all see you in a new video. Cheers, guys.